Alright, we're back. Alright, so last we left off, I forgot what we did. But I know what we must do.
How about this weather, Which quest would you like? Be careful out there.
We gotta fight this thing and get its parts.
Let's do this! Not now. Sweet. now. This is gonna be good! See ya! Here it comes! Got away! Go! This one's gonna hit hard! This should fix it. This ain't over yet! Yeah! It's getting weaker! Faster! Easy peasy. I'm gonna need some of your parts. We did it! Yeah!
Hey. Are you foraging or upgrading? No problem. Take good care of your gear.
Bunny Dongo are a taste of heaven. Have a look. Good luck.
Alright, let's see this.
Oh, hello. Take care. Welcome. What are you looking for? An excellent purchase. Thank you for your patronage.
Floating in water, it beckons silently. Once its prey approaches, there is no time to flee. Gut and strength alike. Rank among the greats. Don't get pushed out of the ring. For the abyss awaits.
Let's do this! Faster! Go!
There it is, the platypus. It's a turtle platypus.
There's the target. Need to do better. Yeah!
I'm gonna need some of your parts.
Yeah!
Don't mind if I do. Put this to good use. Don't worry.
We did it!
Oh, hello. A special quest has been added. Which quest would you like? I'll be here if you need me.
Yeah!
What? My hammer's ready. No need to hurry. There's plenty of time. See you later.
Go!
Make sure to check the special quest as well. Have a look. Be careful out there.
Let's go! I'm taking you down.
Not now.
You're distracted. That was fast.
Good to see you, Hunter. What do you need? Right, let's get cracking. Now get hunting.
I have a special quest for you. Don't forget to eat.
Oh, this is how you do it. Oh, my
Enough
God.
walking for now.
Get your money, Dongo, right here! Can I take your order?
The rampage is here. But there's nothing to fear. We have our trusty fortress, and its defense is top tier.
This'll be easy.
Sup, Ace? Uh-huh.
Let's do this. So much power.
Ah. Sure thing. Sup, Ace?
Put down some artillery. This is gonna be good.
Great!
Listen up. Let's move on. Put down some artillery. Yeah! And presto.
Perfect!
This is the rampage.
Listen up. Let's move on. Put down some artillery. Looking great.
Excellent!
Listen up. Great. Let's move on. Come here. Let's do this. Give it a spin. Look at this. Listen up. Show me your moves. Listen up. You can do it. Give it a try. Listen up. You can do it. Give it a try. Listen up. Hold on tight. Great.
And I'm here.
Oh, hey.
Good job.
What's up?
Monster Hunter Rise.
They're coming.
Oh, okay. Oh, I saw the animation. Nicely done.
Thank you.
This is gonna be good. You can do it.
I like the fluidity of it all. You really have come a long way since the start. It's very impressive.
I have? I'm so glad.
Yeah. Like everything from the start, how smooth everything was, the squash and stretch with little Sonic, the Some of the admittedly slightly funny
Careful!
dialogue here and there, and just the sheer like bounce everything had to it. It's like you really went above and beyond for this one.
Yeah. I don't really cared about it since it's
Nice, buddy.
And getting $70 had nothing to do with it whatsoever.
Well, yeah, because I spent all that $70 on
Another
this
job
game.
well done.
Oh,
That's how
Great
much this
fun.
game taught me anyways. I didn't really make any.
Stand your
technically,
toes.
nice.
but
I tried playing rides. I couldn't get past the first boss, and I don't know what the fuck I was doing wrong. Like I kept trying to fight the
Excellent.
fucking bear, and every time I tried, I just get owned. It's like, okay, this
Look at
this
that.
clearly something I'm missing something, and I don't have time for it. So I just kind of set it down.
Defend the gate.
You should have started out with the the raptors first. The great raptor.
I could have done that.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
You
Fuck.
can- in fact, that's what I did. I saw one and I immediately went to fight it.
Oh fuck me. It's like, well, I guess I'm a dumbass then.
This game's actually more easier than
Well done.
the free ultimate. At least for me.
Yeah,
Oh,
a lot of people have mentioned that the more quote-unquote modern Monster Hunter games are
Sweet.
much like more streamlined. Like there's not a lot of things that used to make the old Monster Hunters like quote-unquote fun in a lot of people's eyes. But I'm just more like,
I mean, the only reason I have a problem with that is because when I go to play the old games, I'm supposed to used to how easy these games are. But I think the world had a nice balance of that, but but this game seems more like casual and arcadey.
that's a good way of putting it. And technically, you're not wrong because Rise does encourage more cooperative, kind of like fun with your friends sort of thing.
Yeah, it's missing a lot of the detail from that was what I noticed, because monsters don't act like animals, they act like bosses.
Oh yeah, and it's like once you notice that, it's like, fuck! Why is everything trying to just punch me?
Yeah, I hope for the sixth game they go back to what Gold did in more detail.
It will depend really on how Capcom's quote-unquote feeling at that time.
Yeah. So,
they're coming.
I was hoping, I don't know, I hope they bring back the underwater
Let's go.
combat, because I actually don't like it.
You're not the excuse me. You're not the only one who hopes that, and I've known a lot of people who are like, "Oh my god, I need this." You know, it's like,
Here's our
eh,
chance.
if they bring it back, that'd be great. But I don't think they will because it's such a niche concept, you know.
Well, yeah, I guess that's true, but they said they would probably bring it back to
Well, it's also the regions you're kind of in. There's not a lot of open water areas, you know. Like, you know, it's like I'm gonna add underwater combat to an this inland game, and like only about 15% of the content is actually gonna be in the water. Because it's like, and when you get to that point, you're kind of like, okay, why even bother with the resources to make water combat if it's gonna be so minuscule to the game?
That is kind of the problem with
Good job.
the Monster Hunter Free, is that a lot of the there's like only 15% of the game's actually underwater, despite all the detail put into it.
You repelled them.
That's what I mean. It's just like, it was such a niche thing to begin with, and it's like, you can kind of tell that it's like, I don't want to say it was rushed in, but it was added for like variety's sake, but it wasn't really like worked on. They didn't really think about it. They just kind of like,
Yeah.
oh no, it'll be fine. Then, yeah, here we are. Mhm.
I don't know how I feel about the voice acting, honestly. 'Cause I'm so used to the characters just
I've
not
been waiting for
talking.
you.
Some people like the voice acting because it gives the characters a bit more flair to the personalities. Others are more like, the face doesn't really match the voice I had in my mind, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Bring it on!
well, that and it's like there's a lot of people who want to hear the voices because, like, oh, here's this
Oh,
a very attractive character, and I need to know what they sound like so I can can make not safe for work shit for stuff later.
I will say a lot of the ladies in these games are hot. Like the girl that gives the quest in Monster Hunter Free. God damn, I love her brown ass. It's just my inner native genes are kicking in, obviously.
That's horrible. That's funny, but it's horrible. It's like, yeah.
Well, it's my desire to, because I'm mixed race, I have a desire to fuck every single race in the world to spread my autism.
Oh, that's horrible, but I love it.
come here!
That's pretty much what Christian wanted to do, right? He's like, oh, I want to spread my
Hanging in there?
autism.
He wanted, what's it called? What was it? No, he wanted only like his version of autism to be like the default,
Oh,
like
right.
if you have.
Yeah.
But he hated every other. Yeah, he hated every other fucking like thing on the spectrum. What's it called? Excuse me. But he hated every other autistic like thing on the spectrum because it diminished his accomplishments.
They're
Of
coming!
course.
Yeah. Yeah, I just
Hey,
realized.
don't worry about
I
it.
forgot. I messed it up. I mixed it up for the wrong thing.
You can do it!
It's fine. It's fine. It's kind of like it's weird because it kind of sounds like Chris is like a super fan of the Special Olympics.
Yeah.
So wrong. Funny, but so wrong. But that's just generally Chris's like egotism. His egotism just kind of like running roughshod on every fucking thing else, and it's just kind of like, Chris, why are you like this? You
Defend
know.
the gate!
Yeah.
But you know, without that egotism, we wouldn't have gotten some of the more peculiar fucking things and the greatest examples of like what happens when an artist self-inserts so fucking much he takes over the entire story. Pain in my ass. Oof, excuse me. Let me see here.
That's it!
Sorry, just checking something else as well. But no, it's
Come here,
been
move!
again. It's just one of those kind of like odd fucking situations for like stuff in these days, you know.
Honestly, I
It's
don't
just-
know how to like
Keep going, Ace!
feel about. I don't know what I'm doing next for projects.
Mhm.
Because I did that commission and now I don't know what's next.
Oh, your audio. It'll take a while for that to clear up, I think.
Yeah, I guess.
There we go. Now it's done. Excuse me. But let's see. Other than that, you know, it's just like I said, it's just one of those
They're coming!
oddities, if anything else. You know, just what Chris did, how the comics tend to be. It's strange because sometimes you can get like a like sometimes when an artist like self-inserts, sometimes they do it in like a very what's it called? In a very kind of, I want to say respectful / interesting way. I know for a fact that in the Metro book specifically, there's a moment where the main protagonist actually meets the two authors of his book, and they're just talking philosophy with him for a little while before, you know, they give him the encouragement to keep going. I think that's a good example of like when someone self-inserts only because they want to like give the audience a little bit of an encouragement and a wink and a nod, like, yeah, don't worry, this isn't going to be taken seriously.
Yeah.
Excuse me. You know, and funnily enough, we still have that one example of the earliest instance of a self-insert fanfiction,
This is gonna be good.
and that is the Divine Comedy. Yeah.
Divine Comedy.
Ever heard of Dante's Inferno?
Yes.
Okay, that's what that is what it's called in like literature world. It's called the Divine Comedy, and basically, how do I put this? Basically, I'm trying to think of the right word here. Oh, bear with me a second. I'm trying to get the right word. So it goes like this: the author is named Dante, and he heavily was critical of a lot of people because a lot of people didn't view him as like a very intelligent scholar. They all just kind of neglected him. Kwame was like, "Oh, Dante, you're so like pea-brained, yada yada yada," right? And so he takes this opportunity, like when nobody really pays attention to him, and he kind of like scurries off to parts unknown. He takes the opportunity to start making a book that's basically supposed to ridicule everyone who's ever mocked him and prop himself up as the best, greatest, excuse me, the best, greatest hero that ever lived because, you know, fuck you all, I'm Dante Alighieri, I know what I'm doing. And so the story goes that Dante, in his infinite search for enlightenment and wisdom, because he's so great and amazing, he goes to, he decides that in order to experience true enlightenment, he needs to go to the deepest depths of hell and the highest heights of heaven. But instead of starting his journey in heaven, he decides, I'm going to go to hell first. And so this is where the concept of like the 9 circles of hell and everything, all that comes from. It's because this was all basically made up by Dante as he tried to explain the layers and things and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, apparently Limbo is the pre-circle of hell. Yet oddly,
Looks like things have calmed down.
and this is what I find the most peculiar,
Wants us to go back to
oddly
camp.
enough, in Limbo, the souls of the individuals caught there are actually not being tortured or anything. They're allegedly scholars and people who just sit around all day discussing philosophy, and every time a very important scholar dies or whatever, they go there instead and they all talk. It's like, what is this? You know, like if it's a weird sort of mix of Valhalla, if you ask me.
Yeah.
So then it gets weird. So he makes it a point of trying to claim that Dante doesn't belong in this circle because Dante, despite being such an amazing scholar, you know, and his dick is so big, he hasn't reached that depth yet. And they say, like, I think one of the scholars says that his destiny is like beyond this realm, or something stupid like that. So he starts going to the circles, he starts seeing all this, and then, you know, being the spiteful bastard he is, he has a lot of his enemies like locked in some circle or twisted punishment. Like it's really fucking petty. Like that's the best way to put it. And when he does go to heaven, it's like again the most self-masturbatory fucking thing I think you would ever like fucking read. It's just so incredibly like you know, it just reads like a like nowadays we read it and we can see it's like, oh yeah, he was really petty about this shit.
Magnum Malo.
Yeah.
It appears alongside the Rampage and
The
feeds
only
on
thing
the
I know
Horde.
about Dante's Inferno is
50 years
it's
ago,
inspired
Kamura
Halo 3
village was attacked by the
ODST.
Rampage and Magnum Malo,
Mm-hmm.
and we suffered some devastating casualties.
Yeah, no, and that's basically kind of, but that's you know, you're not half wrong there. It's just that the whole story is just this incredibly like
This time around,
I don't even know how to
we have
put
a
it. It's
skilled
just
hunter by our side.
it's an incredibly irritating fucking story when you read it, and of course, nowadays a lot of people kind of disregard the Divine Comedy as nothing more than like fictional fanfic writing for someone who was clearly like abused by his peers.
Yeah.
As ironic as that is.
Me too. I don't know how much help I can be, though.
That's the spirit. However,
Hold on, someone's
this
messaging me.
is something that needs to be handled by a hunter. Kamura is more than steel and hunters. The two of you should focus on the things you do best.
The things...
We do best?
Sorry about that, but yeah, most of the time we just kind of
Have to
we
be
disregard
strong
the Divine
every day.
Comedy now. It's just what it is. It's just
That way,
you know,
the answer will come.
very very petty fanfic writing, and I think a lot of people kind of like do the same. Like we still use the Divine Comedy
Right.
for a few things,
Let's
like
head back
what's
to
it
the
called?
village.
We still use the Divine Comedy for things like what's it called? Or like depictions of hell and things like that. Like, you know, Dante's Inferno, the game. That takes a lot of heavy liberties and cues from the Divine Comedy, but it never actually really paid a lot of what's it called? Lip service to the original story concept. It was all just kind of like, here it is, you know.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest example, like the other one I want to mention, is that the fucking ad campaign for that game was fucking insane. Well, what's it called? It was a Visceral, by the way, the guys who did the original Dead Space, and they wanted to make the game really, really brutal. You know, just like Dead Space and things like that. Like that game is kind of infamous because you kill unborn babies and shit like that. But because they wanted to play up the hell influence, and because this was like during the what's it called? This was like heavily during the time of like, oh fuck Christians, blah 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 blah, blah, you know, that kind of era. Basically, there was this huge push to like a satanic kind of like fucking what's it called? This huge push for like a satanic oh, I'm trying to think of what the word is. Satanic marketing, that's it. And they decided to do like promotional like giveaway shit for every kind of like circle and like sin in the game. And let me see here. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Dante. Let's see here. Yeah, so the strangest marketing campaign. So, like there was gonna be some fucking, what was it? Like every other month you would actually get like some, if you like were a subscriber to like EA's monthly like fan letter or something like that, you would actually get these boxes and like things in it, and like these would be like the promotional sin items or things like that. And I think they tried to do one for Lust, and it was going to be like this aphrodisiac perfume or something like that. And then when it was going to be Wrath, they were actually going to mail out brass knuckles to people. and EA got into legal trouble because that's considered selling weapons. They couldn't do that.
Yeah.
So, needless to say, the whole ad campaign kind of like died, and then there was a huge, like, they actually got protested by Christian groups who were just marching around with EA, anti-EA stuff, and I'm just sitting there like, Jesus fucking Christ, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Oh god, I forgot about this. The signs they put out. Like, one of them was, "Hell is not a game," and let me see. What is it? Oh yeah, and one of them was EA equals Electronic Antichrist. And that sounds like a metal band, Electronic Antichrist.
You know,
God.
it's kind of funny how that's kind of like switched over the years. Nowadays, it's the opposite. Like, it's not the Christians anymore. It's those fucking, you know the types, the woke assholes.
Oh god. Oh god, the other sign, sorry. Cheat codes won't save your soul. My high scores in heaven. Traded your PlayStation for salvation. Pray. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's so, like, I know that they thought they were like trying desperately to like protect the children from the devils and shit, but I'm sorry, this is the most like boomer fucking takes you could have ever gotten at the time.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's just that gave me a nice reminder of what things used to be like, you know, back in the day.
Honestly, I'd rather deal with that shit than the modern shit. Because it's more easier to laugh at it, you know?
Oh yeah. Because again, it's like, I know these people's intention were like good and, you know, noble for what they were worth, but it's like, guys, you're not helping your case, you're just looking like old ladies. Actually, some of you are old ladies. Fuck.
Yeah.
So
How about this leather?
that's the kind of protest I like, when it can have like a little bit of a sense of humor.
Yeah. Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, hello. Which quest would you like?
Let me see here.
Good luck.
But yeah, no, it's kind of the thing. Ironically enough, without the Inferno, or I should say the Divine Comedy, we actually would have never gotten Devil May Cry, now that I think about it. Well, at least, the character names, I should say. Because Dante and Virgil are supposed to be based off of Dante Alighieri and, you know, the Saint Virgil.
Yeah, I guess that's... Yeah.
It's just that the thing about it is that I like I said, I guess that if the story had been oh, I'm trying to think of the right word here. Oh, Jiminy Christmas, what's it called? I'm trying to think of the right word here. Bear with me. Had the story, you know, had the Divine Comedy never come out, you know, you would have found, like, nothing really would have, gone through, you know?
Yeah.
Per se. But, yeah. Anyway. The other thing as well is that to keep in mind is that when it comes to, well, you know, Devil May Cry and things like that, these games were, like, this is something weird I want to mention, right? like Devil May Cry has had this weird kind of like up and down sort of like trajectory. Like one game will be like, oh my god, we set the world on fire with how like impressive and fun this game was. But then the next game will be like, oh god. I'm trying to think of the right word here. I'm trying to think of the right word. Then the next game will be like so catastrophic it might have killed the series. Then there'll be like a lull period, and then the next game sets the world on fire again. Rinse and repeat. It's fucking weird. It's kind of like the opposite of the Halo effect, where every single game was great, and then, you know, 343 happened.
Yeah.
Funny Dongo
See here,
are
hold
a
on.
taste of heaven. Here's the quest list. Don't forget to eat.
Anyway, so that's basically it. Where basically the thing about it that I want to mention is that it's so weird. And what's interesting is that like the creator of the series, or some of the creators I should say, they really care about the game. It's just Capcom keeps fucking them over whenever they get the opportunity to. And it's always just like, Jesus fucking Christ, guys, can we chill out for like 5 goddamn seconds, you know? Like, the 4th game, I know this very clearly, that entire game was so rushed out the gate that the goal was to have 2 protagonists like going through 2 different stories. The first one was, oh sorry, I'm looking at the food. It's like, yes, mochi. This is the one Japanese delicacy I want to eat, and that's just mochi balls.
Here you
I
go.
don't even know what it is.
It's like fried meat dough.
Even the rodent, I mean the dog, is having it.
Oh god, your audio again. It's like, fuck you, Jordan, you don't get to say what you want to say.
Time to go.
You might want to leave and come back into the call if you can.
Alright. Is it better now?
Yes, yes it is.
My entire PC lags if
Enough
I
walking for now.
go
Back to work.
if I go out tab. It makes it even worse.
I hear that. Okay, this is kind of why I do things on my phone nowadays.
Yeah, but putting AirPods in my headphones, people will complain that, oh, they can hear the actual audio on the computer.
This'll be easy.
Yeah, I hear you, I hear you.
Kind
Anyhow.
of like the time where 12-year-old me was watching porn in the background of me playing GTA 5 on YouTube, and someone pointed it out in the
Jesus.
comments. And I re-uploaded that video. And it's like, to this day, you can just hear
It's
the
haunting.
moanings. I don't know, I just always had that. Sometimes I just put that in the background for whatever reason.
I hear you.
I will try to work on Armageddon tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I feel like I should work on it some more, because I want to get it done.
I hear you. Anyway, sorry, I got slightly sidetracked there, so... The main thing I wanted to mention is that the 4th game in the series, they intended to, like, have, what was it? Two like, playable campaigns. One was supposed to be Dante, one was supposed to be Nero. The idea was to kind of, like, ease people into having Nero being a playable character slash the new face of the series moving forward, but the game was so horribly rushed that this, and I'm not joking, this is what happened. They couldn't how do I put it? So the story goes that you play as Nero and you go from one set of levels to the next. So it's like a linear story going forward, right? And the final stage area is supposed to be you at the foot of this like massive statue fighting an old man, basically. Nero gets beaten and then control switches to Dante, and so Dante now has to be the protagonist, you know, that saves the day, basically. But what happens is that instead of like you going through different levels or anything like that, you go back. So you start from the last level and then you make your way to the first level. And nothing changes. I'm not even kidding about like it's literally the same story. It literally is the same level. It's just you're going backwards. Exactly. Only, at least with Combat Evolved, it was interesting. Here, it's just kind of like, oh, you can feel that, you know, they had to redo this per time for it. I'm not, what's the word? I'm not envious of their job. And of course, what doesn't help is that you also fight the same fucking bosses all over. Actually, it actually kind of makes Nero a weaker character, because the bosses, Nero doesn't beat them. He actually, like, beats the fuck out of them, but he doesn't actually kill them. Doesn't get any, like, cool weapons or really anything. He just kind of gets, what's the word? He just kind of gets these, like, ability powers, but that's it. There's no, like, you unlocked the Devil Puncher. It's made from the bones of this demon. Now go ham wild, like nothing like that. It's just, you now have this ability that makes traversing through levels slightly easier. That's it. Exactly, like, almost everything Nero has is worthless. It's like it's like, we wanted to introduce these things in levels, but we couldn't, so we had to put them as bulk item. And what's worse is that Dante actually is the one who kills these bosses, and he gets power-ups from them, and you're like, what the fuck? Why does he get this shit? And Nero's like, no, fuck you. Like, oh, just like, I don't know what it is about it. It's just kind of like, it doesn't help your character stand out. If anything, you're like, what's the word? It's just, it makes your character come off as weaker. Like, if he can't beat him, but the older character could beat them, it's kind of like, oh, you're just a worse version of Dante now, aren't you? Ooh. Oh dear, you know? And it didn't help, and of course, once the game came out, you know, people, like, panned it. Even when they introduced, like, the ability to play as Lady and Trish and Virgil, it was basically just, you're playing the same levels again with a new moveset. So you were literally going from stage to stage to stage again, just fighting with different abilities and moves. And it's like, why? Why fucking, you know, like, why fucking bother? Why bother playing this game if all you're gonna be basically unlocking is like a new character with a new moveset? You know how these enemies get beaten.
Like, for example, Monster Hunter High Rank, you know, despite the fact that pretty much just fight the same monster every day, at least kind of sucks beating is interesting and stuff. Exactly. You get the fighting styles versus stuff. I guess for this, they just didn't care.
Yeah, and it's like, what's worse is that they made cutscenes for this. Yeah, so for the Trish and Lady stuff, basically, Lady and Trish are going to, what's the word? Trish and Lady are like they're going ahead of Dante before the events of the game, and the plan is that Trish is going to disguise herself as this, and I'm not joking, black woman with like snow white hair and the most exposed outfit in the world. And the goal is to And the goal is to kind of like trick the Order into thinking it's like, oh yeah, she's totally on our side. She's not like some demon in disguise, right? Then, while that happens, Lady supposedly is going to be like fighting demons to keep them away from everyone else. I guess. I don't ask me. Anyway, regardless. So that's what happens. Then Virgil's story is like the most like, holy shit, why was this, like, this is a major revelation. It turns out, Virgil comes to this place, and his goal is, he wants to learn more about his father Sparta, and apparently this place worships him as a god because of his deeds. And so he's like, okay, I'm going to find out what makes this place great. And then he leaves, and he's like, you know, maybe these humans aren't so weak after, like something like that. We don't learn about what happened or why he was there until the novelization. It turns out Virgil got laid. No, I'm not joking. So this priestess woman basically sees Virgil and somehow, by some miracle, not only manages to like talk to him and get him to like open up about himself, they fuck. And there's a moment where Virgil's even like, you know, maybe I shouldn't keep pursuing my bullshit goals. You know, maybe I should just like give up and raise this family, like actually put this shit behind me and try something new for once, right? Yeah. Doesn't do it, of course. He just he's like, no, I've come too far. Like, I think this is supposed to be canonically before the events of Devil May Cry 3, like the game where he's like thrown into the pit and he's become a slave to monks. But basically that's what happens. And again, this is what I mean. It's like, this is important information that should be in the fucking game, not relegated to a novel most people aren't gonna fucking read.
They pulled a Destiny.
Before Destiny even was a thing, yes. And it's exactly like, why have you done this?
Good job, buddy.
It just gets even more absurd because when you find out about that, you find out more like, oh shit, there's fucking what's it called? What is it? You keep, you know, it's like, it's so important because again, there's more story in the novelization. Like, granted, the novelization is only there to kind of like to explain, you know, Nero's backstory and like why he has such an affinity for Kyrie, why he's so him and her and him are an item, you know, things like that basically. And what happens is that it even explains like, why does he only his right arm have like a demon like coming out of it, like what is that? And it's like, well, that's because when demons actually attacked and he tried to defend her, his right arm changed and like helped him butcher the demons, and that's why, but it hasn't changed back. And it's kind of been hinted at that because he is a hybrid, he's a half human, half demon, he has a difficult time controlling the demonic half, so that's why he hasn't been able to revert that arm back to what it used to. Again, I personally thought it gave him a bit of character, if you ask me.
Yeah.
The right hand of evil, as it were. Ironically, this actually causes him to go left-handed, and he's the only character in Devil May Cry I can think about who's canonically left-handed.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, we're all so used to people being right-handed in video games, like, oh yeah, he's lefty. He's a freak. Anyway. But basically, you know, like I said, that's this whole like, holy shit, this is kind of important revelationary shit that should have been in the game but they couldn't. 4 doesn't really do the gangbusters Capcom wants. So then, but by the way, I should mention, this is like during So when they wanted to like make another game, this was like during the whole what's it called? Oh, I'm trying to think of the right word here. Capcom's quote-unquote obsession with the Western push / the Western culture, and what was it? They got convinced by, I think, the guy who like helped design Mega Man that they should abandon all their like Japanese-centric games, focus on a Western push, and then what was it? They contracted Ninja Theory to do the next Devil May Cry game. You know, the guys behind Heavily Sword, Senua's Sacrifice, a lot.
I don't know about these games, actually.
Heavenly Blade. The fuck was that?
What the fuck?
What was that?
Not me! Oh,
Got my
Surge is
microphone when I said that. Sorry.
Okay.
For context, I post something 40 minutes. No tweet, retweets, or anything confirming I'm shadow banned.
Oh, I thought... Well, I'm shadow banned too, but I don't care. I still get views
I mean,
and likes.
full on shadow banned. I'm at 1,200 followers.
No, I thought you made that sound because someone was shoving something up your butt. You know, kind of like what Steven does in Greatest Freakout Ever.
That again, I'm sure he's never been able to live that down.
You shoved the remote
There's
up
gotta
your
be
butt.
another site that's similar to Twitter that has a lot of attention. First there's Tumblr, now Twitter's falling.
I see it as a good thing.
God.
The progs don't have a place to cancel people anymore. They lost their weapon.
Asian, elephant,
Like
Mark,
Freds is not gonna take off. Mastodon's not gonna take off. Truth Social's not gonna take off. Like, you know, they don't got anywhere else to go. They gotta deal with it. I mean, they're the ones who've been telling us to deal with all the changes in society and just to get over it. Who really cares? Now it's suddenly happened to them.
They make the changes because they are women.
Well, you're not wrong about that.
What a weird thing to say. They make the changes because they're women. It's like, you're not wrong.
That's another word for calling them trans. They're male. And that's not to offend any of the people that are trans.
Well, nobody in this server would find that well, I shouldn't say that because maybe someone might. But most of the people here they wouldn't mind.
Now somebody retweeted? Wow.
Okay. Anyways, what were you saying about Rev? That the people making those fighting games, they wanted...
Of Ninja Theory.
Yeah.
So basically they made Heavenly Blade, and Heavenly Blade was such a... How do I put it?
Oh, I don't want
It was such a... How do I put it? It was a fart in the wind kind of game, but it got a lot of mainstream attention because of how, like... For the time, and we're talking about 2014. Actually, was it 2014? Hold on. When was it came out? 2007, sorry. You know, for the time, it had, like, impressive physics, the character models weren't terrible. Like, it was one of those early PS3 games that really, really pushed the engine. You could have intense battles, you could slow down time, you could, like, make the camera zoom in on an enemy that gets, like, slashed in the chest and thrown off a cliff, like, things like that, basically, right? But the story is this kind of, like, how do I put it? Fried cheese ball of, like, proto-wokeism, I want to say. Specifically, there's this, the game has, like, a heavy Eastern influence, like, I want to say Mongolian / Chinese sort of influence, right? And the, what is it, the tribe that are, like, getting ready for, like, the great evil, speak of, like, this prophecy, and they're like, oh, You know, one day a great champion, a male champion, will be born to our tribe, and thus he will wield the heavenly sword and protect our people. Blah 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 blah. Right? Like that's kind of the whole crux of the prophecy, that it has to be a male champion who will wield the sword and be able to like protect them. But something goes wrong, and the champion's born female, not male, and so the entire tribe shuns her because they view her as like a perversion of what the legend was always meant to be. To the point where it's like, Jesus fucking Christ, man. Like, I get it, you're all a bunch of superstitious hicks. But she's the only goddamn person who actually wants to save your sorry asses. I think you can, you know, ease up on the whole curse you and your vagina for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Not now.
But
What do we have here?
it's, like I said, that's why I'd say it's proto-woke. So there's a heavy emphasis on her proving herself, but she's also kind of like letting herself getting beat down by everyone. And her friend's retarded slightly. I say retarded. It's like she doesn't understand things. She has kind of like a bit of a mind of a child, but has a crossbow. The antagonist is actually Andy Serkis, aka Golem from Lord of the Rings. They actually got him to mocap the main antagonist, and he hams it up wonderfully. Like his son. Is retarded, like mentally retarded, physically large, like he's a big dummy, basically. And his father really doesn't like him because of like, Jesus Christ, how could it have been me?
This looks like
And at one point, then the one thing that stuck to me all these years is just he says, you know, I do not know how you were sired from my mighty loins, but here we are. I just thought there was like, you have a high opinion of yourself, don't you?
Yeah.
Anyway, but the game, like I said, it's not really that
This looks like
memorable.
a good spot.
There are some moments, there are some kind of like, holy shit, this is pretty decent writing for the time, but it's just kind of like, you know?
Yeah.
It didn't leave a lasting impression. Main character dies at the end because she fights the big evil. They bury her with the heavenly sword. The tribe kind of moves on, and I guess posthumously, apologize for being absolute dicks her whole life, and that's it. That's about everything. Like the only thing that people really liked about Heavenly Sword was that it supposedly was a female-centric God of War, basically, and that didn't stick until like after for one game, and since then nobody's ever fucking talked about this fucking thing.
Let's see if they'll bite.
I haven't had no idea it even existed, so...
This looks like a good spot.
Yeah, and I don't blame him. Again, it's like I said, it was a nothing burger of a game at the time, and it's a nothing burger even now. Like, nobody's clamoring to see Heavenly Sword return in like an epic Western like push and blah 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 blah. It's more like, oh yeah, that game was a thing. Okay, you know, that's it. There was nothing about that, but it got Ninja Theory out the gate, so they wound up making more games. So let me pull up the catalog here. Let's see. So Ninja Theory games, these include, but are not limited to, Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, like we said, Enslaved: Odyssey to the West, which is just Journey to the West with robots, so not that impressive. Senua's Sacrifice 2 Hellblade, Dexed, Disney Infinity 2.0. They helped with Ninja Gaiden Sigma, but that was mostly them coming in for programming support, so that game doesn't count. And Bleeding Edge. That's it.
What is he
Like, out of that
talking about with these games?
What?
What is it you're talking about with these games? I'm confused.
We're talking about the people who made
Good
games
job,
they
buddy.
made. The list
Quest
of the games.
complete.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, basically it's a lot of these games, like, you know, outside of maybe like two I may have mentioned, I'm sure nobody here's heard of like half of this catalog.
All I know is that Disney Infinity is a shitty ripoff of, what is it called? Skylanders.
Yeah, basically. And it's not that, it's not even that, like, controversial of a topic to say when you think about it.
Gotcha. Now get hunting.
Let me think here. And the, yeah, they did Kung Fu Chaos as well. Sorry, I just saw that. But anyway, they were the ones who got to do DMC Devil May Cry. And what I don't know how to describe it, but basically, they were told by Capcom, we want to contract you guys to, what's the word? We want to contract you guys to do a Devil May Cry reboot so, you know, we can recoup some of the fans we lost with Devil May Cry 4, right? So they started to work on a lot of the designs and a lot of things early on. This included, quote-unquote, Crackhead Dante. Let me see. So there was Crackhead Dante, there was, like, other designs that were kind of like, you know, him throughout the ages, kind of like getting older, having more of a Americano sort of appearance, yada yada yada. But Capcom said, no, that's too much like the original Dante. And then you kind of go like, really? I mean, he just looks like generic action movie star number 35, but whatever. Again, if you guys don't want that, you don't want that. I'm fine with that. Sorry, I'm just checking something. And this is kind of where the animosity kind of started, because a lot of the fan base weren't on board with the idea of rebooting Devil May Cry. They didn't want to see the series, like, get gutted at this point, because, you know, 4 wasn't a bad game, and they thought there was potential with it, so they're like, no, give it another chance. And they didn't want to give the second game another chance, and this led into, like, the devs actively attacking the fan base, them actively trying to, like, destroy the characters and, like, do the whole, we're gonna do our own versions of Dante, Virgil, and everyone is... Jesus Christ, fucking stop.
Yeah.
Well, the game is the most, like, I want to say proto-millennial writing I think you could ever get, in that the whole like, apparently from what I understood, one of the devs actually saw I think it's an old film called They're Here or something like that. I forget the name of the film, but it's about Clint Eastwood basically getting a pair of, like, magic sunglasses that can actually, like, see the world for what it really is, and it turns out everyone is being controlled by body snatcher monsters, and billboards say things like obey, be enslaved, yada yada yada, right? And this is where, that's the film where the iconic line of, I have come here to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum. So they saw that film for the first time. They thought, oh, holy shit, that's really clever. And then they just based the entire game around Wake Up Sheep. But not even in, like, a clever way, in a very, like, early 2010 sort of, like, oh my god, people are so stupid and we have to educate them on the evils of the demons and blah 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 blah. And it just absolutely killed this fucking game. Like, out the gate. Nobody liked the characters because basically Dante was an idiot, Virgil was a weeb loser, and then you got this, like, Wiccan goth, like, Wiccan punk girl who they kept saying it's like, oh, she's totally not like. Actually, they made shots at Trish and Lady and said, you know, Kat's not a stripper. She's not like some trophy girlfriend to be rescued, right? And then in the film, or in the actual game, she actually just gives up and goes like, please save me, guys. It's like, Jesus Christ. Way to undermine your own character and, like, have your words come back to bite you in a very serious way. Like, it's so bad because there's this moment where not Dante and not Virgil actually, like, fight each other. Like, they have, like, a final showdown kind of thing, right? and what happens is that when she's trying to tell them to stop fighting, Virgil just shouts at her and says, "Sit!" And she kind of like coils back in like fear and shit. But guess what? She cowers behind while they fight. A trash can. And people started to call her, "That's where you belong." Correct. Exactly, it's like it knows its place. That's good. It was so fun. Like that was the most like. I don't think it was intentional for it to be so on the nose. It's like you are literal garbage than it was here, but I'm fine with it. Just for the sheer like visual fuckery of it all. And like I said, the game has just kind of been like tossed to the wayside. Everyone and their mother bashed it at launch. The game did so poorly that Capcom said, "Okay, Ninja Theory, we're never working with you guys again. Fuck off." Like flat out, just told Ninja Theory to just go to hell. They didn't want to deal with them ever again. Because apparently Ninja Theory also wasted a lot of their money as well doing pointless shit. Like apparently they were trying to do a viral marketing ad on Twitter that cost, I think, around almost $1 million or something like that. Yeah. After that, Capcom just went, "We are never working with you again. Go away." And it was such a failure of a marketing campaign, by the way, that, and this is what makes me laugh every single time, they had to take the marketing campaign that nobody saw and put it into their game as to try and recoup it. That's how bad it was. Just, oh my, like that is on a new level of like, you have not only fucked up, you have fucked up to a degree that you have to reuse your own content. How did you do this? How did you achieve this bullshit? You know? But, you know, it went the way it did, and nobody really talks about DMC Devil May Cry. Then Devil May Cry 5 came out, and everybody loved it to the point where it actually, I think it sold like 5 million copies or something like that on like its opening alone. Like, it was insane, and it is a very good game. Like, I do not regret buying this game and buying like some of the more expensive goodies. No, I don't have a problem. But like I said, it's a fun game, funny moments, you know, all that sort of shit. And frankly, as I've like, you know, as we've kind of moved on from from DMC and Devil May Cry, I've grown less angry towards it. I think it's just because we got a what's it called? Because we actually got Devil May Cry down the line, so it's kind of like, whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Like how Hunt Down the Freeman is, like at first we all mocked it because of how absolutely like shit it was. But then Half-Life Alyx came out, kind of saved the Half-Life franchise, and people were kind of like, okay. And then, you know, you got Entropy Zero 2, which did the same thing, and you're also like, whatever, you know? It's kind of ironic. Oh yeah, absolutely. But nobody cared, you know, it's kind of like, afterwards, a bad reputation still can like do a lot of damage. A good reputation can like save a franchise. But you gotta make it work. You know? You can't just say, oh, I'm gonna make this thing, and then when people don't like it, it's like, well shit, I've ruined it even further, you know? Like, I think the best expression I can sum up to that is like, it's kind of like a clown with his clock out. it's funny for the wrong reason. I don't know what's funny to me though. It's like the I think it's just the mental image of it all. So you got some Bozo the Clown looking motherfucker walks out and then suddenly, penis!
It's getting weaker.
I hate how they do that.
Yeah.
What?
I missed it when they couldn't frickin' run after they limp. So now I have to use the rodent's infection.
Wait, did you call your dog Rodent?
Yeah, that's what I always
Come forth, Rodent. That's not my fucking name. The dog's just staring at you, just like, I hate you. I hate everything you've done to me.
He seems to be trying to attack him. Apparently you can also give him weapon too. Use
Oh yeah, the typical Japanese dog thing of, I'm going to fight you with this sword in my hand. Or these guns I've built onto my back. Or in rare instances, the tail.
This game is very Japanese in style.
Easy peasy.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Compared
Like
to
a lot
the
of...
other ones.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The I know that two monsters specifically are based on Japanese yokai specifically. The crane is based on a hopping fan, and I think the platypus monster is based on a kappa.
Well, I have its armor on that like this.
Yeah, so I can see the kappa influence. So I have to ask: have you been sticking your hand in people's asses?
No, I have not. Yeah, this game just reminds me a lot of Portable Third because it was also similar like that, which it was the portable version of Monster Hunter 3, and it took place in a more Japanese theme instead of the more like primitive theme and the water theme of Monster Hunter 3 because there was no water in Portable Third. So, and that's why I think a lot of
I get it.
Monster Hunter 3 creatures are in this game.
It makes sense, and the fact that not a lot of them need to come back in World, so it's like okay, we're giving people their comeuppance per se.
Yeah, I missed them in World.
Still, I do not believe for a second you have not embraced the Kappa nature. I bet right now you have an entire collection of butt pearls right now.
Yes, I'm going to shove it up this cat's ass.
Oh god, don't. God.
I just find it weird. They have these damn talking cats in this damn franchise. Like, it's just so weird to me.
Like literal cats, not even like anthropomorphized like humanoid. No, literally cats.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird, if anything. Yet, oddly enough, like I said, it's not the worst game out there.
Aw, I thought I would give it a ghillie suit. Oh, whatever.
No, it does not. It gives him more Kappa armor.
What about this guy? What do you get? Do you get a freaking... Oh, you only get a hat.
It's a nice hat.
Yeah, but, fucking water gun. I trade materials.
Holy sh... Holy shit, is that a water gun? My god, man, you're insane. There's more to it. Let me guess, you filled it with piss. Wait, you did fill it? Sorry, that's my favorite little, just like, out of context thing. I might need to do that a comic at one point. I also decided to do a request comic, or not really a request, but a comic for the old lady as well, specifically.
Yeah.
Specifically, I'm sending her to Japan to improve race relations. Needless to say, it's not going to end well for anyone involved. Introduction to the comic is going to be her going, like, my character says it's like, yes, I'm sending you to Japan to, you know, better the race relations between us and the East. You know, you're the only person available because, let's be honest, your racism has to be put in check. She pauses, looks at him, and just pulls up the middle finger and goes, fuck you. Like, no further elaboration or anything, she just goes, fuck you. Then it'll just cut to her, like, going to Japan and just being irritated by all the anime shit. Just popping off everywhere. Specifically, I think I'll just have like one bit where a character just goes like, you know, you should say it like this, Nico Nico Ni, and she just looks at her and just goes, if you say that one more time, I'm gonna break your Nico Nico kneecaps. Like with the most like aggressive, angry fucking eyebrows I can give the model. I still have to make you, though. Haven't had time to sit down and do it.
I don't know how I'd be honest.
To be honest, I was just thinking about just turning you into a Moby and just call it a day. Just, I do have the means to do it. I just don't know what you are. You know, you're very weaselly to me.
Very what?
Very weaselly to me. No, I'm kidding. It's like you're like a little scrunchy little thing, aren't you? I'm not sure. I mean, I guess like if we have time on the weekend, I can try and screen share and go like, okay, so what do you want to use? Like, you know, pick from the selection here. What do you want as a face? What do you want for color? What do you want as species? You know, etc., etc.
I don't know. Most of the time it's just a generic anime boy with a blue shirt on. But if I actually had like armor, it'd be the Halo Wars, well, the Halo Wars Marine armor, but blue and yellow, like the Halo Mega Bloks figure. That's kind of what I based it on. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you.
Nocturnal
I got the e-bike back.
Coming out to feed.
Oh, good, excellent.
Find themselves becoming prey
What the
to
fuck is
this
this?
long-necked beast.
Oh, it's the leech.
Down the hatch they go, definitely deceased.
Aw, poor Baggy.
Craven miscreant.
Oh no,
Run.
it's the walking penis.
Yes.
But when it
I
turns
hated
to
this
face
damn
you,
fucker in
you'd
Freedom
rather be
Unite.
elsewhere.
And he's back, and he's still poisonous
Why?
and blind.
I guess they don't add, like, you know, I don't know.
This'll be
I guess the
easy.
quality of monsters doesn't matter. They still add Kieran back.
What is it? Prepare for a lot of suffering, cause fuck you.
It doesn't even have a damn battle theme. Like, it's gonna be boring to hear its stupid ass penis roar the whole damn time. No, I can't wait to kill it now. That's all I care about. I care about
It's like,
punishment.
good, I'm gonna beat the hell out of it now. Yeah! Just rush right in, punch him right in the face.
That's what I'm about to do. Wait, where the fuck is he? Oh. Wait, that's the frickin' bird. God damn it. He's in the cave. Hold on.
I just thought of something kind
Down.
of... So I just kind of thought of something funny. You get all the, like, most OP unmatching fucking thing, and you just go, well, you know, when the monster sees it, it's like, what the fuck are you wearing? It's my ass kicking outfit, bitch.
Yeah, we're arriving in like fucking master. Well, this is kind of like a master. No, actually, no. It's fucking. It looks like Warhammer armor, actually.
Yeah, the Space Marine theme just starts playing.
It looks like a Space Marine. Yeah.
I will die 1,000 deaths before I yield.
Oh shit, how do I... Alright. Forgot there's
Oh no,
more.
you mentioned 40k, and now I'm just thinking of that one. Oh god, what's it called? Specifically, there's this shitpost animation, or sorry, audio edit where someone actually pay one of the voice actors for 40k to do a bit in it, and it's basically just a Space Marine like just jacking it in the temple, and the other guy just walks in and goes, "You fucking heretic. Has your mind been corrupted by Slanesh? Don't you dare deny it! You were masturbating!" It's just aggressively shouting this. And just continues and basically goes, what was it? He just gives all these euphemisms for it. It's like, don't you dare, don't you dare lie to me. You were relieving, you were dispensing liquid ammunition. You were revving the shaft of your chain blade. You were dropping the white drop pods from your strike cruiser. You were unleashing your tainted exterminatus on the floors of our holy chapter. It was just, oh god, I need to find that video and send it to you. It's so, like, what the fuck now?
It kind of reminds me when they got one of the Clone Wars voice actors, the guy who voices the clones, to be in Robot Chicken, and they like jack off or something.
Yeah, it's like, so if I touch your penis, would that be gay or considered masturbation? It's like, I don't think, it's like, I can't say it's gay. It's like, you know, we're clones, we're copies. Like, this has been an ongoing debate for a lot of people, not just them. It's always been like, what is, like, where does the line cross? If you have an exact duplicate of yourself down to like the genes, and you were to reach out and touch its penis, would that be considered gay, or would you just be masturbating? I mean, I guess you could say it's masturbating with extra steps. I know it's advanced, but I don't. Oh, excuse me, I didn't mean to do that. But yeah, no, that's basically it. The thing was kind of funny. The other one was like, you know, pineapple on pizza sort of shit. Again, equally funny. I'm trying to think of the other thing. Oh yeah, it's the animations are from, I think, Blood Raven. It is a weird fucking animation for 40k where it's just like black and white basically, but they emphasize the red a lot. It's not bad. It was made from a YouTuber who Games Workshop hired to do their animations shit. You know, after they threatened him with a legal lawsuit if he didn't agree. So fuck you. I fucking hate that. I really do. I fucking hate that. It's like, hey, we're gonna give you an ultimatum. Take down your YouTube content, or we're gonna sue you into oblivion, even though we have no legal right to do so. Or you can take down your content and work for us.
Yeah, that's just so scummy.
Trying to monopolize something that you didn't even have the right to monopolize. Is it any wonder people are just trying to sue Games Workshop at this point?
I hope they succeed.
Likewise. Sorry, now that I thought about that as well, there's this other thing I remember. Have you ever heard of someone called Alphabusa? he's been around since the early days of YouTube. We're talking like 2006 kind of era, basically. And Buse has been doing a lot of 40k stuff for years. He's most famous for doing the TTS, or If the Emperor Had a Text-to-Speech series, which was like really good, really fun. He is a weird Swedish man, and he is completely insane, to the point where me and the old lady are actually convinced that he huffs sardines before he does any writing. Recently, he's actually been doing a lot of like promotional stuff for places he actually really likes. Like, he actually is doing promotionals for game like hobby shops in both his local area and in places like he buys internationally from. I know that there's one place, like I think in his town in like Norway, Sweden, like somewhere around that specifically does a lot of like tabletop stuff, you know, a lot of things, and it's just kind of like hobby shop of his dream, like his little place, right? And during the like whole video, when he's doing the promotional stuff, he's saying it's like, "Come down to our village and watch as the horrible children set fire to this goat," and it just cuts to the Yule goats in the middle of the fucking street, and these kids just running around. And then later, when he got to do the promotion for what was it, our like game nights or something, like nights as in night as in protects the kingdom, not night as in daytime, nighttime. He memed it up a bit, like to give their ego a bit of boost, like for the first one, and they actually responded and said, "Hey, we really love this. Could you do more? We will actually put your this promotion on our official web pages." And he was so overjoyed that he actually did. He didn't get paid for this. He did it completely out of the goodness of his heart too. And the second one was just as good, where they kind of joked and said, "Have you ever wished to find an ancient arcane tome from Mafia, like the Mafia tabletop game, that are no longer continued? They have it in stock, and they will sell it to you for for a fair yet absorbent price because of how rare this arcane tome is. And when you die, the Hobby Knight himself will come to your funeral. He will beat open your coffin and steal the tome back so others may have it." Jesus fucking Christ! Like, could you imagine that there for a second? It's like this, like you're on your death, like in the funeral, they're starting to lower you down into the casket, and then this like armored motherfucker comes in, breaks open your coffin, wrestles this book out of your like dead hands, and just walks away. No explanation, no nothing, just walks away.
Big J, are you still streaming?
Yeah. You just call me Big J?
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty
Yeah, that's
accurate.
It's kind of creepy.
I don't know if we should talk about it now or not over the stream.
That's why I never call myself that.
Even though it is not NSW related.
Let's see why not.
Just DM. Well, oh, jeez, I'm pissed.
Well, I was attacked.
What happened?
I was attacked.
Not now.
By who?
I had my hardware ID leaked. I was threatened to take
How did that happen?
my Discord beside me.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I think you might have had a rat attack the PC. There's a remote access tool.
We've almost got it.
And not the good kind. So don't tell me you paid the ransom. Oh, we lost him. I think the rat got it.
Yeah, I had that happen once, and I remember I got so upset and I guilt-tripped the hacker into giving me my shit back.
Really?
Yeah, I sent them $20, guilt-tripped them, and I did lose my original Jurassic Ark Discord, my original Jordan is Great Discord. To servers, that is. But I got everything back. I managed to get an email in time. I was so lucky to get out of that though. I could have just lost everything so easily. And I'm so glad that because I wouldn't be here
Yeah,
right
I'm
now.
glad. I'm glad it went well for you. I really did. I fucking hate these people when they do that. It's like, you know, the people you ruin your other people's lives. I hope everything bad happens to you. I hope your fucking dog.
If you live just to
Yeah.
ruin somebody's life, kill yourself.
I agree with that.
I wasn't gonna go that far. I was just gonna go like.
I'd even do the favor for them.
Wait, actually, no, I disagree with that because then they can't live with the suffering of knowing where she first.
See, I was just gonna say is like, I just hope their dog fucking dies. That's it. It's like, it's the best of both worlds. Something's dead and they feel like shit.
Yeah, it's fucking... The guy did get, like, exposed and a lot of shitty things happened to him, which I'm fucking glad. Like, I remember I heard the news of, like, him getting exposed and all these people, like, shitting on him and shit like that, and I was just laughing my ass off, and like, I'm thankful that he was like, able to be guilt-tripped by me, by a fucking 12-year-old. I told him about how I was this poor, starving family, and that this is the only pleasure I had in life. Now, that's kind of accurate, except for the starving part. It's more abuse, but I didn't want to mention that because, like, I thought starving would be more convincing. So,
And it worked. It's like,
Yeah.
yes.
I was like, okay, you really want to take the only pleasure from a kid who has nothing else in life. And then he felt so fucking bad about it, and he gave me shit back, and then everyone fucking knew he was a hacker and shit like that, and yeah. And it's because I was trying, it's my fault too, because I didn't know about rats, and I didn't know, maybe you shouldn't download things people tell you to download, because the guy was giving me a freaking, a tool for a Roblox game, and I thought I could trust it, but I didn't, I didn't know at the time. So in my server, I try to help people, because Tori, for example, Tori the turtle, she got hacked. And now we never will ever hear of her, because she got hacked, she got ratted out of her Discord account.
Ouch.
So,
Well, luckily I have.
Yeah?
No, I was gonna say it's like, I'm just thinking about what happened to that hacker. It's like, I'm just picturing everyone just screaming, "Get Mayday on, bitch!" Wait, I have to ask. When you were putting on the guilt trip, did you like send it an MP3 that just played "In the Arms of an Angel"? This is really selling.
No, I was just freaking crying, and I was actually crying, and that wasn't even fake, that was just because I was just so scared to lose everything. Like, and, I'm a kid, so of course I'm gonna cry at something like that. So,
Right. No, I get it, and it's just a shit thing to happen when it does happen. Though, I'm sorry, when you said, we're a starving family, and, like, now the other question is, did you put in a fucking picture of a starving African family or something?
No, I didn't send any pictures. This was over...
No, like, this is our only, like, photo of us in our little shitty village, and it's like, it's nothing like you.
I wish I did that.
Oh god. I'm sorry. I'm just picturing that. Just the mental image of like just guilt tripping a hacker by just using starving African children. It's fucked, but it's funny. Oh god, no, that reminds me of a little audio thing I heard where it's like, what was it? like someone saying, "Would you like to donate $1 to charity for starving children in Africa?" I was like, "No, I don't want to." But are you sure it's just $1? And then the guy just starts doing the most heinous things. Like, you know what? I'm gonna go to McDonald's. I'm gonna treat myself with this $20. It's like I'm feeling a bit like just going at it. It's like, starving children is good. Like we'll just airdrop food and we'll make that the Hunger Games. It's fucked up, just so messed up.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know why. It's like I want to do that just when someone's like, "Would you like to donate $1 to charity, sir, for starving children?" And then I'll just like casually go, "No, I'm going to go to a fancy restaurant and just pig out. Bye." Or no, like I'm gonna go to my local all-you-can-eat after this. Bye. Like with no intention, just flat out say like, "Nah, I'm thinking about going to the local all-you-can-eat. Bye."
Hold on, I gotta piss. I'll be right back.
Oh, go pee.
Right now, I'm permanently shadow banned from Twitter, so even if I wanted to, I can't even put out any ads. Fucking great.
Time to pull up the VPN and an alternate account.
Twitter is where I post all.
Mm.
I mean, thank God the only amount I lost today was $20 in that fast. I hope he kills himself.
No. Oh god. Oh shit. It's almost. Okay, I'll let him come back. What's up?
Well, it's 12:30 and I'm tired. I'm going to go to bed.
Oh yeah, I was gonna do the same actually.
Okay. I felt a little
I was actually
bit
just waiting
bad,
for you to.
'cause I-
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay. Because I like talking to you, and I feel bad ending the conversation because of that.